When I look back, I remember a moment when I felt lost, as if my life was being written by other people. You see, society loves to shape us, to dictate what we should do, how we should live, and even what we should dream of. But I learned something powerful. If you live to please others, you'll never truly be happy. Let me ask you something straightforward. Who are you beyond the expectations others place on you? Who are you when no one is watching? I wasn't born rich, smart, or with resources. On the contrary, I failed so many times that I lost count. People said I had no chance, that the world had already decided what I should be. But then I asked myself a question that changed my life. If not now, when? If not me, who? This simple question carries a transformational weight. After all, when will you start living according to what truly matters to you? If you want to bloom, you need to be like a plant that grows in its own way, no matter how hard the soil seems or how much others insist you're in the wrong place. When I created Alibaba, many people laughed at me. They said, "Jack, you don't understand technology. You don't know anything about business." And you know what I did? I smiled because deep down, I knew they were right about one thing. I really didn't know. But I also knew that if I followed my purpose, I would learn along the way. The secret isn't being perfect, it's being persistent. Ask yourself, what would you do if no one were watching? So often we spend so much time trying to please others that we forget to listen to our own voice. Your value isn't in how well you meet others' expectations, but in how true you are to yourself. Think about it. People will always have opinions, but it's your steps that define your path. Do you have the courage to take that first step? Let me be honest. Choosing yourself isn't easy. People may judge, criticize, and even root against you. But let me tell you something I've learned. When you choose to live according to what you believe, something magical happens. You inspire others to do the same. So who are you beyond what others expect of you? Only you can answer that. And believe me, the world needs your answer. When I was young, there were so many expectations around me that I often felt crushed. It seems like everyone has an opinion about who you should be, doesn't it? Parents, friends, teachers, all projecting their ideas about what they think is best for you. But do they really understand your dreams as well as you do? Let me share a story. I had a friend who loved music. He lived with his guitar in his hands, creating incredible melodies. But his parents were accountants and wanted him to take over the family business. That weight almost suffocated him. Have you ever felt trapped between what you want for yourself and what others want for you? One day, he made a brave decision. He left the safety of home and moved to a bigger city where no one could dictate his life. He started teaching music to children and within months opened his own school. Today, he not only lives his passion, but also earns 4 times more than he would have at his parents' company. However, this doesn't mean embarking on impulsive adventures. He planned his exit, gathered resources, learned to create opportunities, and moved forward with caution. Because in the end, courage without preparation can be nothing more than a blind leap. I know choosing your own path can be terrifying. There's fear, doubt, and the pressure of disappointing those you love. But let me tell you something. The key to finding your way is focusing on yourself, not on changing others' expectations. You can't control what people think, but you can control the direction of your own life. When I built Alibaba, people mocked me. They said I should take a safe job and forget about that crazy idea of an e-commerce site. If I had listened, I would have lost everything I've built. Facing that pressure can feel impossible, but in the end, who has to live with the consequences of the choices you make? Not the people with opinions, it's you. So ask yourself, are you living to please others or to achieve your own dreams? Liberation begins when you decide that your happiness isn't for sale. But remember, big changes require planning. Analyze your options, strengthen yourself, and then move toward what truly resonates with your essence. Your future deserves that dedication. I believe we all have a purpose, a unique reason to be here, but many of us treat it like buried treasure. It's there somewhere, waiting to be discovered. For a long time I asked myself, why am I here? What is my place in the world? These questions aren't easy, but they're necessary. The problem is that we spend most of our lives so busy trying to meet external expectations that we forget to dig into the soil within ourselves. Have you ever wondered what you'd do if you knew you couldn't fail? That question, simple and direct, can change everything. When I started building Alibaba, many people doubted me. They said it was impossible to compete with international giants. But do you know what kept me steady? My purpose. I believed I could use the internet to help small businesses thrive. It wasn't luck. It was a conscious decision to follow something I knew, deep down, was bigger than me. Your purpose is like that. It has always been with you, even if it's buried under layers of doubt and fear. All it needs is your courage to come to life. Many people think finding their purpose is like discovering a magical answer, but it's not. It's a process, like unlocking an old map. You start with a small clue, an idea, something that stirs you. Maybe it's the desire to create, to help others, or to live a more meaningful life. The most important thing is to start with what you have now. Remember, when you are poor, if you have a dream, you never feel poor. That sentence captures the transformative power of pursuing what makes you feel alive. Seeing your purpose as something grand can be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe it's hidden in your childhood passions, in something you love doing without noticing the time passing. Reconnecting with those forgotten parts of yourself could be the first step to uncovering your inner treasure. Dreaming like you did as a child, without limitations, could mark the beginning of a life aligned with your essence. Discovering your purpose isn't a one-time event, it's a journey. It's like a ship adjusting its course with every wave. Each small step, even when it seems insignificant, is an essential part of the process. Clarity comes with action, and the more you move forward, the closer you come to uncovering what truly matters. When I look back, one of the most powerful lessons I learned is the importance of saying yes to myself. For years, I hesitated to prioritize my growth, thinking it was selfish. But then I realized something crucial. How can you give your best to the world if you're not your best self? Life has a way of calling you, of nudging you toward your true purpose. The voice of your essence becomes louder over time, and ignoring it only leads to frustration. Saying yes to yourself isn't about ignoring others, it's about giving yourself permission to grow. I've seen so many people waiting for the right moment to start their journey. But here's the truth. There's no perfect time. If you don't act now, when will you? If not now, when? If not me, who? This question fueled my decisions during the early days of Alibaba. I wasn't the smartest person in the room, but I had the courage to begin. Prioritizing yourself doesn't mean abandoning responsibilities. It means aligning them with your goals and taking small, consistent steps toward your vision. When you choose yourself, the path often feels unclear at first. It's like driving on a foggy road. You can only see a few meters ahead. But as you keep moving, the journey unfolds. Many people fear this uncertainty, but it's a necessary part of growth. What matters is starting with what you have, where you are, and trusting that each step will bring you closer to your destination. Saying yes to yourself also means embracing the discomfort of change. Growth isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. Think of it like planting a tree. The seed needs to break through the soil before it can grow. That breaking point can be painful, but it's the start of something beautiful. The earlier you understand this, the smoother your journey becomes. And remember, it's never too late to begin. When you choose your path, you inspire others to do the same. People are drawn to authenticity and courage. Saying yes to yourself is an act of leadership, one that shows others that they too can prioritize their growth. So what are you waiting for? The road to your purpose starts with a simple decision. I've always said diamonds are formed under pressure, and the same goes for us. Life's challenges are not there to break us. They're there to shape us. When I faced rejection over and over, from university applications to job interviews, the pressure was immense, but I chose to see it differently. Every no was a step closer to the yes that would change everything. Pressure, when seen through the right lens, is not an obstacle, it's an opportunity. During the early days of Alibaba, the pressure was overwhelming. We had no money, no connections, and no experience. Many nights I questioned whether we could succeed. But then I realized something. Challenges are like weights in a gym. They may feel heavy, but they make you stronger. If you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit, change yourself. That mindset helped me adapt, grow, and turn every difficulty into a stepping stone towards success. The key to thriving under pressure is perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Each setback carries a lesson, and each struggle is a preparation for what's to come. Pressure is a teacher, not an enemy. It forces us to dig deeper, to find solutions we didn't know we were capable of creating. Think about it. Every great story begins with adversity. Whether it's a company, a movement, or an individual, greatness is born in moments of challenge. The difference lies in how you respond. Will you crumble or will you rise? Turning pressure into purpose means choosing to rise every single time. It's not about avoiding difficulties, it's about embracing them as part of your journey. When you start seeing pressure as a tool, everything changes. It becomes less about what happens to you and more about what you do with it. Your challenges are shaping you for something greater. Each step, no matter how tough, is bringing you closer to your true potential. Failure. It's a word that makes most people uncomfortable, but I've come to embrace it as one of life's greatest teachers. When I was rejected from dozens of jobs, including a position at KFC, it would have been easy to let failure define me. But here's the truth. Failure isn't the end, it's feedback. Every time you fail, the universe is handing you a note saying, try a different way. The sooner you learn to read those notes, the sooner you'll realize failure is part of your journey to success. Many people avoid risk because they fear failing. But what if I told you that every successful person has failed more times than they can count? Failure is like a ladder. Each rung may feel shaky, but it takes you higher. When I started Alibaba, we failed repeatedly. Our website crashed, we couldn't secure funding, and our plans didn't always work. But instead of giving up, we asked, what can we learn? Those failures built the foundation for the success we enjoy today. The key to thriving after failure is changing how you perceive it. Most people see failure as a stop sign, but it's really just a detour. It's like learning to ride a bike. You're bound to fall a few times, but each fall teaches you balance. The same is true for your dreams. The only way to truly fail is to stop trying. Everything else is just a step in the right direction. Some of the most valuable lessons I've learned came from moments when everything seemed to go wrong. I discovered patience, resilience, and the importance of persistence. Failure strips away the unnecessary, forcing you to focus on what truly matters. In a way, it's a gift, even if it doesn't feel like one at the time. So the next time you fail, don't see it as a reason to quit. Instead, see it as a chance to grow. With every setback, you're being shaped into the person who can achieve what you're striving for. And remember, success isn't about never falling. It's about always getting back up. Do you remember what it felt like to be a child? To believe that anything was possible? Somewhere along the way, many of us lose that sense of wonder. Society tells us to be realistic, to grow up. But I've learned that reconnecting with your inner child is one of the most powerful ways to reignite your dreams. When I was younger, I used to imagine the world as a place full of opportunities. That mindset is what allowed me to dream big, even when the odds were against me. When we started Alibaba, our vision felt impossible. People said, how can you compete with big international companies? But I remembered the simple, fearless belief I had as a child. Back then, I didn't think about limitations. I thought about possibilities. Tapping into that same energy gave me the courage to build something extraordinary. Children don't fear failure because they haven't learned to doubt themselves yet. What would happen if you allowed yourself that same freedom? Rediscovering your inner child doesn't mean being naive. It means reconnecting with the part of you that dreams without limits. It's about curiosity, creativity, and the willingness to take risks. A child doesn't ask, what if it doesn't work? They ask, what if it does? Imagine the progress you could make if you approached your goals with that same mindset. One way to tap into this energy is to do something you loved as a kid. Maybe it's drawing, playing music, or simply letting your mind wander. These activities remind you of who you are at your core, without the layers of doubt and fear that adulthood often brings. Reconnecting with your inner child can also help you see challenges in a new light, more as adventures than obstacles. When you rediscover that pure belief in possibility, you unlock a part of yourself that's been waiting to come alive. That energy, that joy, is essential to living a life aligned with your purpose. So why not take a moment to dream like you did back then? The world is still full of opportunities, and they're waiting for you to rediscover them. Finding your purpose is not a single revelation. It's a journey, unfolding layer by layer. Imagine driving at night. Your headlights only illuminate a small stretch of road ahead, but you trust that the path will lead you to your destination. Purpose works the same way. You won't see the whole picture at once, but as you take each step, the next one becomes clearer. When I began my journey, I didn't have a detailed plan. All I had was a small idea and a big dream. But I learned that purpose doesn't demand clarity from the start, it demands action. Each success, failure, and lesson peeled back another layer, showing me more of the path ahead. Purpose isn't something you stumble upon, it's something you build, one decision at a time. This layered approach can feel frustrating. You might wish you had a map to guide you, but the beauty of purpose is that it's unique to you. No one else can walk your path, and no one else can see it the way you do. What you have today is enough to take the next step, and that's all you need to focus on. The journey to purpose also requires patience. Like climbing a mountain, you may not see the peak at first, but as you ascend, the view becomes more breathtaking. Trust that your small efforts are leading somewhere meaningful. Each day, each choice, is a layer bringing you closer to your true self. Purpose is not a destination, it's a way of living. It's found in the moments when you align your actions with what matters most to you. So keep going, even when the road feels unclear. Trust the process and remember, the layers of your journey are revealing something extraordinary. Your thoughts and actions must move in harmony if you want to create the life you envision. Too often, people dream big but take small, inconsistent steps. It's like planting a seed but forgetting to water it. Purpose isn't just about dreaming, it's about doing. Dreams without actions are like clouds without rain. They look promising but bring no results. When I was building Alibaba, my thoughts and actions were aligned every single day. I didn't just wish for success, I worked relentlessly toward it. I surrounded myself with people who shared my vision and took actions that brought us closer to our goal. Purpose demands consistency. Are your actions supporting the life you want to create? That's the question you need to answer. Alignment doesn't mean perfection, it means progress. Even small actions, when done consistently, can create massive change over time. Imagine filling a jar with drops of water. At first it feels slow, but eventually, the jar overflows. That's the power of aligned effort. Tiny, deliberate steps leading to significant transformation. To align your thoughts and actions, start with clarity. Write down your goals, break them into smaller steps, and commit to daily progress. This alignment not only keeps you on track but also builds momentum. It's about showing up every day, even when it's hard, because you know your actions are creating the future you want. Living in alignment with your dreams requires discipline and self-awareness, but it's worth it. Each step you take brings you closer to a life that reflects your deepest desires. And when your actions match your purpose, you become unstoppable. There was a time when I craved approval from others. Whether it was teachers, peers, or society, I thought success meant making everyone else happy. But I learned a hard truth. No matter how much you try, you can't please everyone. Authenticity is often misunderstood, but it's the most powerful tool you have. When you stop living for external validation, you find a deeper freedom, the freedom to be yourself. Living authentically can make others uncomfortable. People may question your choices or even criticize you for stepping outside the norm. But remember, their discomfort is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to live a life true to who you are. When I launched Alibaba, many thought I was out of my depth. They said, "Jack, you don't know technology, you don't know business." But I wasn't trying to prove anything to them. I was trying to build something meaningful for myself and others. Validation from others can feel like a drug. It's addictive but short-lived. True fulfillment comes from within. The moment you realize this, you start making decisions that align with your purpose, not others' expectations. And that's when real transformation begins. People may not understand you at first, but the ones who matter will be inspired by your courage. Freeing yourself from the need for validation doesn't mean ignoring feedback or being arrogant. It means knowing whose opinions matter and whose don't. Constructive feedback helps you grow, but you don't need to base your self-worth on it. True strength comes from validating yourself, recognizing your efforts, celebrating your progress, and believing in your journey. When you stop seeking external approval, you become a beacon for others. Your authenticity inspires those around you to embrace their own. And when that happens, you realize that the courage to live your truth is the greatest gift you can give the world. We live in a noisy world. Social media, constant notifications, and endless opinions surround us every day. But I've learned that the answers we seek are not in the noise, they're in the silence. It's in those quiet moments when we pause to listen to our inner voice. that clarity emerges. True wisdom doesn't shout, it whispers. When I face tough decisions, I don't rush. I step back, find a quiet space, and let my thoughts settle. In the early days of Alibaba, there were moments of chaos when everything seemed uncertain. My team would be overwhelmed, but I would tell them, let's take a moment to think. Silence isn't a sign of inaction, it's a tool for better action. Many people fear silence because it forces them to confront themselves. But that's where growth begins. In silence, you uncover what truly matters. You reconnect with your values, your dreams, and your purpose. Silence is not emptiness. It's a space to refill your energy and realign your thoughts. You don't need to escape to a mountain retreat to find silence. It can be as simple as a walk in the park, 5 minutes of deep breathing, or journaling your thoughts. These small acts of mindfulness can lead to big breakthroughs. The key is to make silence a regular part of your routine. Wisdom in silence is about creating space for your inner voice to guide you. The world will always be noisy, but you can choose to turn down the volume. In that quiet, you'll find the answers you've been searching for. I've always believed that context matters more than competition. You don't need to be better than others. You need to understand your unique role in the world. Think of the human body. Every organ has its function, and each is essential in its own way. The heart doesn't compete with the brain, but both are critical to survival. The same applies to your purpose. When I built Alibaba, I wasn't trying to copy Amazon or eBay. Our goal wasn't to beat anyone, it was to serve a unique need in the Chinese market. By understanding the context of our business, we created a solution that resonated with millions. Success isn't about doing what others do, it's about finding where you fit and excelling there. Context helps you see the bigger picture. It allows you to focus on your strengths instead of getting distracted by others' achievements. When you understand your context, you stop comparing yourself to others and start valuing what makes you different. That shift in mindset is liberating. Think about your own life. What role are you meant to play? Maybe it's not the one others expect, but it's uniquely yours. Success is not a one-size-fits-all journey. Your path, your timing, and your purpose are yours alone. By embracing this, you can move forward with clarity and confidence. Remember, the world doesn't need another version of someone else. It needs you in your unique context, bringing your unique light. That's how you make an impact that lasts. Perfection is an illusion, but so many people chase it, thinking it's the key to success. I've learned that imperfection is not a weakness, it's what makes us human. The world doesn't need perfect people. It needs authentic people who are willing to learn and grow. Success isn't about getting everything right. It's about starting with what you have and improving along the way. When I started Alibaba, we were far from perfect. Our website had flaws, our team lacked experience, and our resources were limited. But we didn't let that stop us. We embraced our imperfections and focused on progress, not perfection. As I always say, make it simple, make it work. Imperfection teaches you resilience. When things don't go as planned, you learn to adapt and find new solutions. Each mistake is a stepping stone to something better. Instead of fearing imperfection, welcome it as part of the process. It's through imperfection that innovation happens. Some people wait for the perfect moment to act, but that moment never comes. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start now and let the journey teach you. Take small steps, learn from your mistakes, and celebrate your progress. Progress, no matter how small, is better than standing still. Your imperfections are not obstacles. They are opportunities. Embrace them, and you'll find that they lead to growth, creativity, and ultimately success. The beauty of imperfection lies in its ability to make you stronger and more authentic. Living your purpose is not just about achieving your dreams, it's about becoming a source of inspiration for others. Every step you take, every obstacle you overcome, sends a message to the world. It's possible. When I started Alibaba, I didn't just want to build a business. I wanted to show small entrepreneurs in China that they could compete globally. Your journey, no matter how personal, has the power to light the way for others. People often ask, how can I inspire others when I'm still figuring things out? The answer is simple, by being honest about your journey. Nobody needs perfection, they need authenticity. Share your struggles, your lessons, and your growth. Inspiration doesn't come from flawless success, it comes from relatable stories. Think of the ripple effect your actions can create. When one person dares to dream, It gives others permission to do the same. Your courage becomes contagious. This is why I always say, help young people, help small people. It's not just about creating your own success. It's about paving the way for others to succeed too. You don't need a big stage to inspire others. Sometimes, it's as simple as sharing your story with a friend or supporting someone in their goals. The impact of your journey goes beyond what you can see. Every person you touch carries that inspiration forward, creating a chain reaction. So as you walk your path, remember that your progress matters not just for you, but for the countless others who look up to you. Your journey is a light, and the world needs it now more than ever. Resilience is the backbone of living with purpose. Life will test you, it's inevitable, but what defines you is not the challenges you face, it's how you respond to them. Imagine an eagle being pushed out of its nest. At first, it feels like a cruel act, but that push is what forces it to fly. Purpose works the same way. The discomfort you feel is often a sign that you're growing. When we faced financial difficulties in Alibaba's early days, it felt like the walls were closing in. There were moments when I thought, maybe this isn't meant to be. But giving up wasn't an option. Resilience kept us moving forward, one step at a time. Each setback became a stepping stone, teaching us lessons we couldn't have learned otherwise. The beauty of resilience is that it transforms pain into progress. It's not about avoiding difficulties, it's about using them to build strength. Think of it as forging steel. The heat and pressure don't weaken it, they make it stronger. Your challenges are shaping you for the heights you're destined to reach. Resilience doesn't mean ignoring your emotions or pretending everything is fine. It means acknowledging the struggle but choosing to keep going anyway. It's about finding small wins in every situation and using them as fuel for the journey ahead. Living with purpose requires resilience because the road isn't always smooth. But with each hurdle you overcome, you become more prepared for the opportunities waiting ahead. Let your resilience guide you, and you'll find that even the toughest moments can lead to incredible breakthroughs. Building your dreams takes time, effort, and most importantly, persistence. Many people give up because they don't see results right away. But success is like planting a tree. At first, it feels like nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, the roots are growing strong. Persistence is what allows those roots to eventually break through the soil. In Alibaba's early days, we were rejected by over 30 investors. Most people would have quit after the first few rejections, but I told my team, we haven't failed. We've just found one more way that doesn't work. Persistence isn't about ignoring reality. It's about believing that your effort will pay off in the long run. Think of an airplane taking off. The first few seconds require enormous energy to lift off the ground. But once it's in the air, it glides effortlessly. Your journey is the same. The hardest part is the beginning, but persistence will carry you through. Even small, consistent actions can create massive change over time. Success doesn't happen overnight, but every step you take brings you closer. Each effort, no matter how small, adds up, creating momentum that pushes you forward. Persistence isn't just about hard work, it's about smart work. Reflect on your progress, adjust your strategies, and keep moving forward. The rewards of persistence are not just in achieving your goals, but in becoming the person who never gives up. Intention is the foundation of a purposeful life. It's about aligning your thoughts, words, and actions with what truly matters to you. Many people drift through life, reacting to circumstances instead of creating their reality. But when you live with intention, you take control of your story. Living with intention starts with clarity. What do you want to create? What legacy do you want to leave? These questions are not just for dreamers, they're for doers. When I started Alibaba, my intention was clear: to empower small businesses. That clarity guided every decision we made, even in the face of uncertainty. Intention transforms everyday actions into meaningful steps. It's the difference between working for a paycheck and working for a purpose. When your actions are intentional, they carry a sense of fulfillment, even in the smallest tasks. To live with intention, you must be mindful of your habits. Are they moving you closer to your goals or pulling you away? Intention is about planting seeds with care, knowing that each one contributes to the life you're building. Living intentionally doesn't require perfection, it requires presence. When you align your life with your deepest values, you create a reality that reflects your true self. Purpose and intention go hand in hand, shaping a future that feels authentically yours.
Jack Ma, the visionary co-founder of Alibaba, delivered one of the most inspiring talks about how to turn dreams into reality. His words captivated millions, igniting a spark in those seeking clarity, purpose, and transformation. Jack Ma's profound wisdom blended with relatable humor and timeless truths reminded us that achieving success starts from within. Jack Ma discussed the importance of breaking free from societal expectations, discovering your unique purpose, and embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. Ma's approach wasn't about chasing perfection, but about persistent action, aligned with a clear vision. Jack Ma emphasized how resilience, self-awareness, and consistent effort shape a meaningful life, encouraging listeners to rediscover the fearless belief of their inner child. Through his empowering narrative, Jack Ma invited everyone to explore their hidden potential, let go of self-imposed limits, and align thoughts with actions to create a purposeful life. Jack Ma didn't just offer advice. He painted a roadmap for anyone ready to live with intention, inspiring countless people to take that crucial first step toward their dreams. With stories of overcoming failures and insights into living authentically, this talk delivered actionable wisdom and a powerful reminder. The world needs the light only you can bring. Are you ready to unleash your true potential? Now that you've explored these life-changing lessons, what's your next step? Jack Ma's wisdom reminds us that dreams don't wait. They require action, courage, and the willingness to persist through challenges. What's holding you back from prioritizing your purpose, breaking free from limits, or aligning your actions with your vision? Take a moment to reflect on what resonated with you the most. Was it the importance of living with intention, the power of resilience, or the freedom of letting go of external validation? Whatever it is, don't just let it stay as inspiration. Turn it into action. Your journey starts now, and each small step brings you closer to the extraordinary life you deserve. Comment below about the insight that spoke to you the loudest. Which part of this talk felt like it was meant just for you? Remember, every time you revisit these lessons, you reinforce your commitment to your dreams. Save this video to watch whenever you need a boost of motivation. If you found value in this content, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss more insights like this. And don't stop here. Watch the next video, 9 Habits to Abandon and Transform Your Life. Break the cycle of poverty, Jack Ma, to keep learning and growing toward your ultimate goals. Let's continue this journey together. The world needs your unique brilliance.